Hey, we've got a fantastic story for you. It's about a super famous South Indian dish, but what's really cool is where it came from. We're talking royal commands, a chef in a tight spot, and a basket of garbage. Seriously? Let's get into it.
I mean, have you ever heard of a fancy feast made from leftovers? Sounds kind of crazy, right? Food you'd normally just toss in the bin served up to a king? Well, believe it or not, that's exactly how this whole story gets started.
All right, so let's picture this. We're in a huge, busy palace in the Kingdom of Travancore. That's in modern-day Kerala. And it's not just any day. There's a huge, super important dinner happening. And you know the pressure is on. Everything has to be absolutely perfect for the Maharaja and all of his guests.
So it's the afternoon, just a few hours before the big meal. And who walks into the kitchen? The Maharaja himself. He's doing a full inspection, looking at everything. This guy notices everything, so he's making sure it's all up to his standards.
So he's walking through this crazy busy kitchen. You can probably smell the spices, hear everything sizzling, and suddenly his eyes lock onto something. And he just stops. And you can tell from the look on his face, he is not happy. And what does he see? Right there, next to the main cook, there's this big basket. And it's just full of veggie scraps. You know, all the leftover bits and pieces, peels, the ends you cut off, all the weirdly shaped parts. To the cooks, it was just trash. But to the Maharaja? He saw something else entirely.
So he points right at that basket. And I mean, you could cut the tension with a knife. The whole kitchen goes silent. The Maharaja looks at the cook and asks him a very simple, very direct question. And you can just hear the power in his voice.
The cook just answers, honestly. I mean, it's the obvious answer, isn't it? In a kitchen, scraps are, well, they're scraps. You throw them out. But oh no, that was definitely not the right answer for the Maharaja.
And this is the moment, the royal command. The Maharaja looks at him sternly and says he can't just waste all those vegetables. He tells him to find a way to use them. It wasn't a suggestion, it was a direct order. And with that, he just leaves. And you can bet that cook was starting to sweat.
Okay, so what do you do now? The king just told you to make something out of garbage, basically. The cook has this massive challenge on his hands, a pile of veggie scraps and a royal command to turn it into something worthy of a feast. No pressure.
He's just staring at this basket of scraps, totally clueless, and the clock is ticking. But you know, sometimes pressure creates diamonds, right? Suddenly, a little light bulb goes off in his head. A really, really clever idea starts to take shape. And this is where the magic happens. Here's his plan. First, he takes all those veggie bits and pieces, gives them a good wash and clean, and cuts them all into long strips. Next, he throws them all into a giant pot and starts cooking them down. Then, he adds that classic Kerala flavor, a paste made from fresh coconut, green chilies, and garlic. And for the final touch, he whips up some curd, adds it to the curry, and then drizzles a few spoonfuls of coconut oil right on top.
Wow.
And you know what? Something incredible starts to happen. That pot, which was just full of waste a little while ago, is now simmering away, and this amazing, tempting smell starts to fill the whole kitchen. You can just tell something really special is cooking.
Okay, so the dish is finally ready. But now comes the real test, right? Are the guests, who are used to eating the best food in the entire kingdom, actually going to like this thing that was literally made from scraps? And there it is. Our cook, probably a little nervous, serves up his brand new creation at the fancy dinner. It's sitting there, right next to all these other super elaborate dishes. This humble little dish born out of necessity.
So the guests are curious. They give it a try, and they love it. Like, absolutely love it. Pretty soon, everyone's buzzing, asking, what is this incredible dish? What's its name? And the cook, oops, he hadn't even thought of a name. He's got to think fast.
And then a name just pops into his head, Avial. And it's perfect, really, because avial basically means a mix or cooked together in the local language. And that's exactly what it is, a mix of vegetables, coconut, and curd, the very same things our genius cook pulled together. And this dish wasn't just a one-hit wonder for that night. Nope. Avial became famous all over Kerala. Today, you can't have a traditional feast without it. It's a total culinary icon.
I mean, just think about that for a second. This beloved dish, famous for its amazing flavor, all started because a king said, hey, don't waste that. It just goes to show you how a little creativity can turn something totally ordinary into something truly extraordinary.
And that really leaves you with something to think about, doesn't it? The story of Avial is so much more than just a recipe.
It's this great reminder that you can find amazing things in places you'd never expect. Sometimes the best ideas don't come when you have everything you need, but when you're forced to get creative with what you've got. So it makes you wonder, what masterpiece is hiding in your basket of scraps?